can't catch this breeze, freeze. Stop you in your tracks, there's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Just as we were getting ready for air, both teams coming out of their locker rooms, out of the tunnel, and this crowd is pumped up as their Redskins get set to match up with the Houston Texans. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Here goes the high. Right, 20. Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Rip left, rip left.
A first carry now for Adrian Peterson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll go option on 2nd down, right side. Here's Geis. And shutting him off, now open field. And nothing but daylight ahead. Touchdown, Washington. Darius Geis, 59 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, a lot of things have to go right for an option pitch to be successful. Everything lined up there on the long run.
It does, because you have to make the proper read. It doesn't matter what guy you've decided is going to be read on the defensive front. You still have to execute it. If he comes to the quarterback, you saw there, pitch it out to the running back, and off he goes. A lot of teams don't like to run the option because they don't like having their quarterback hit.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
I beg your pardon?
You want that dip for dinner?
Well, I don't care.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 24. On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, give him 14.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Set, 19, 56.
They keep it with Miller on first down. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 45-yard line.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Watson going to give this one to Miller. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. They'll run. It's Miller. They only needed about 4 or 5 inches there, relied on the big guys up front, and got it done.
Yeah, this is the time to just go ahead and hit it straight ahead. No juking, right? No movement in the backfield. Take the ball and go. As I heard a coach tell a player a long time ago, save your dancing for the club, son. Just get up into that line of scrimmage.
Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play. And that's going to make it 3rd down and 10. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Texans football to start quarter 2. They've got it 3rd and 10 here to start things out. From the gun, here's Watson. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Watson going to stay out there as they'll go for it on 4th. They are going for it. Here's Watson. He's got Adams on the hookup. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Facing a 4th down, they come away with 18 yards and the first down conversion.
First down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll toss it to Miller. They find some open field here. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Another 18-yard gain. They had 18 on the previous snap as well. The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown run as they are now on the board here in the first half. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
On second down, there's the option going left. And no pitch there and no chance either as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
Throwing on third down, Keenum. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick, and they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. Fans, a reminder, I have a note card here that says ad-lib halftime previews. So I guess let's do just that as we'll hand things over to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando when this one reaches halftime. Did I do okay?
You did great. Not a bad job.
Hey.
But, writing down your ad-libs.
If you print it, I'm going to read it. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
10th carry now for Lamar Miller. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
You have to give big-time credit to the cornerback on that play. Most of them like to just sit back and say, I'm playing pass. But he diagnosed that play so fast and got into the backfield for a loss of yardage. That's a monster play by a corner.
On 2nd and 12, Watson. He gets this one to Johnson. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. Out of the gun, Watson. Steps away to his left. He may try and run for this. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 12-yard line. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Watson hands to Miller on the draw. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. Defense simply not fooled by the draw there.
Well, they were thinking run to begin with, and what they tell their defensive linemen is play the run on your way to the quarterback. If someone shows, go get him, and that's exactly what they did.
Throwing on 2nd down. Watson. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins as the first half is winding down. And the Texans have taken the lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Batting that one free defensively was Lonnie Johnson. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Hey, 52. Get hot, we're good. Hey, motion backfield, motion backfield.
Not wanting to take a chance this time. They'll keep it on the ground. Peterson a first down and more. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
13 yards on the play.
From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10.
First down. First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Shotgun handoff to Thompson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34.
Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Eluding the pressure right. His throw incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
Third and long, it's Watson. And he finds Stills, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. Watson with a give to Miller. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Watson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The safety blitz works perfectly that time for Landon Collins.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was the strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. Throwing on 3rd and long. Watson, he's going to let this one go deep. And Unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
At their own 20-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. You don't see that a ton, do you? With the cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. Shotgun snap for Keenan. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now on 2nd and 13. Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. Watson now throwing on 3rd and long.
Now this is where field awareness comes into play. He's getting perilously close to his own goal line, and after that sack, backed up to his own 2.
Here's Brian Anger now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll take it just outside the 40. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Redskins will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go. 41 Mike. 41 Mike. Right here. 41 Mike. I'm coming.
They'll fake the give. Now Keenum. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Throwing now is Keenum. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Lonnie Johnson picks it.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 27. A first down run, not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Watson. From the gun, he'll throw. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. 23 yards the pickup there. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Well, not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Miller will get it. He has been busy today. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. They'll run it again with Miller. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now, to stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They'll look to throw. Here's a screen to Powell. Peterson a first down and more. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. And he did exactly what they needed him to do, Charles. Got out of bounds. They had no timeouts.
And they knew that before the play even began. Still executed it. How many times have we seen it happen where you know it, yet a guy still looking for a timeout or trying to stay in bounds? He got it.
This is caught inside the 15. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Paul Richardson. 50 yards as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And still a little bit of time left, but the defense can't stop the clock. So 3 kneel downs should be enough to finish this one off. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. They'll try and run some clock here with Miller. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Down to a knee goes Watson, and that should just about do it for this ball game.
A loss of a yard brings up 4th down.
Here's Brian Anger now. He's been terrific so far. So Houston going to come away here.